Hey, this is Laura from Purl Soho, and I'm going to demonstrate how to work both a left-leaning and right-leaning decrease in brioche stitch. Two notes. One is that when you work, when you count stitches in brioche stitch, you don't count the yarn over. You consider the yarn over and its paired stitch as one. And I'll put that into practice in just a second so it's more clear. And the other note is that when you're decreasing in brioche, you're always going to be decreasing 2 stitches at a time, and that's to preserve these beautiful ribs and make the return row easy to work. Okay, I've worked up to the point where I want to do a left-leaning decrease. This left-leaning decrease is called a brioche slip knit 2 pass. Some of you may be familiar with an SK2P. This is a BSK2P. Now let's break that down. One note is that I'm just worked a YOS on this yarn, and that's why my yarn is in front, and I'm bringing it over the top of my needle to continue working. Now back to our BSK2P. The first thing I'm going to do is slip this stitch. Again, remember that we're counting this as one stitch. We don't count the yarn over as a separate stitch. So we're going to slip this stitch knitwise. Next, we're going to knit 2. So once again, this is one stitch, and this is considered the second stitch. So I'm going to insert my needle into both of those, knit these, just like that. All right, and now I'm going to pass. So I'm going to take that knit stitch with its yarn over and pick them up using my tip of my left needle. I'm going to insert it from back to front and gently pass it over the stitches I just knit and off the needle. And there you go. We've decreased 2 stitches, and it's leaning to the left. Success. Okay, so I've worked up to where I'm ready to do my right leaning decrease. You can see here is kind of the decrease column, and this is 1 stitch and then 2 stitch before that column. Remember, we don't count the yarn overs individually. We count it as one with its paired stitch. So what I'm going to work is a brioche knit 3 together, or BK3 tog. So let's get into it. One note is that I'm just kind of in the middle of having worked a YOS. So you can see my yarn is in front. I'm going to take it over my needle to the back of my work in order to work this BK3 TOG. Step 1 is to use the tip of this right needle and insert it into these 2 stitches. So just like so. And I'm going to knit those together. Just like that. The next step is to use the tip of your left needle here and transfer that stitch from the right needle over to the left needle. At this point, I'm going to use the tip of my right needle to pick up this stitch. So this is the column and its paired yarn over, just counting that as 1 stitch. I'm going to pick up this stitch and pass it over that first stitch on the left needle. All right, now we've decreased 2 stitches, but I need to get this stitch back over onto the right. And there, now we're done. We've done a BK3 tog.